Bishop, I'm the Sheriff of Curry County, and basically my only duty here today is just to escort the gentleman around. So I am going to turn it over to the governor and to the senator right away, and then I'll be here to answer any questions if you have any specifically for me later. So, Governor.
I just want to make a couple of comments, and I know Senator Merkley has something to say. They would like to try to answer any questions that you have. We both received a very useful briefing about the situation both yesterday and looking forward. I must say that the response of the local public officials here, your emergency management folks working in conjunction with Oregon Emergency Management, the State Police, ODOT, was really quite remarkable. We had a very orderly and efficient evacuation of the entire Oregon coast yesterday, and so I want to commend you for this tremendous job that you've done. We will be doing an analysis of our response, trying to find out what we could do better. There were some instances where sirens didn't work. Obviously, we have to be very vigilant about late surges, which is exactly what, of course, happened down here. But I think the main lesson here is to try to see what Jeff and I can do to get this community back on its feet again. It appears, at least at first glance, that it's largely an infrastructure problem, getting those docks back in shape for your commercial fleet and for your recreational fisheries. We are requesting that the county ask for an emergency declaration, which I believe they're going to try to do on Monday, if not sooner. That will get the wheels going with FEMA so that we can try to get some resources out here to help the community. So both Jeff and I are committed to really leaning into this and trying to do everything that we can at both the state and the federal level to ensure that we can get the economic infrastructure back in place here for your community. Senator?
Well, I want to add my compliments to the local team that did so much to save so many from a very dangerous situation and to assist in saving as much property as possible. When we were just now down on a boat in the port, and during a normal tide, there's a tremendous current. So you can only imagine when 8 feet of water come in a few minutes and fill up the basin and then go back out a few minutes later, those tremendous pressures that were applied to the boats and then the boats tearing out the docks. And certainly folks did a great job in between those surges to try to assist people. This type of disaster requires a full partnership between the city, the county, the port, the state, the federal government, and certainly Senator Wyden and Congressman DeFazio and I will be doing all we can to shore up the federal side of that partnership, working with FEMA, working with the Corps of Engineers to expedite the response.
If you have any answer any questions that you might have. I don't believe there's an estimate yet. I would imagine that it's going to take a while to get our arms around that.
Do you have any estimate at all, Ted? It's too early.
I wouldn't be confident in making that estimate yet. We heard the number 10 million yesterday. Is that?
I have no idea. I would say it's significant. I mean, if you walk out and look at the docks that are either gone or have had their integrity compromised, it's going to be a big lift.
Was there any discussion of the port's financial situation and the money they owe the state, and any working out of that with consideration for the disaster?
That topic was not brought up, but we'll be obviously working very closely with your port leadership, and all of our state agencies will be at your disposal to see what we can do to assist you on all fronts.
They're just a Seattle-based dive company here, and I was wondering if any more local companies were being hired to help out with the situation.
Maybe you should come up here. I think you have most of the answers. That's what he told us this morning, anyway.
I'm Ted Fitzgerald, I'm the port manager. In response to that, we have everybody local. Actually, I didn't have a chance to hire most of the people who dug in and saved property and, in fact, saved lives yesterday. We'll work out those details later. I haven't hired that Seattle dive company yet. I just heard they're in town, and I can use all the help I can get. So I've got their number. It's written on my hand, and I'm going to call them. And they've got their gear with them. They're on their way to Seattle, and of course, anybody who's local. This is our lifeblood. The port is what drives this area, and if we had to get right down to it, I could probably make these people work for nothing because it's that important to this area. But I'm going to do my best to not do that.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Great, so we need to make one quick announcement. In order to get the funds moving to the state, the commissioners make a public announcement.
Thank you. I'm George Rhodes, Curry County Commissioner. In order to have the Board of Commissioners to meet, we must make a public announcement. So I'm announcing that the board will be meeting tomorrow in an emergency session at 1:30 to handle all the paperwork required to get this thing moving.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.